Entering this season, there were some ridiculous Braden Smith takes flying around. Oh, he's really not that good. He's a Zach Edey merchant. With Zach Edey gone, he's going to be exposed as a fraud. Here we are in February. He's one of the best guards in the country. Probably going to be Big Ten Player of the Year. Probably going to be a first-team All-American. I would hope that anyone who really watched Braden Smith play last season could tell that his production wasn't just a result of the defensive attention Zach Edey was drawing, and that he was a very high-level lead guard in his own right. This idea that Zach Edey made Braden Smith was a bad take at the time, and it somehow aged to be even worse. Most recently, Braden Smith dropped 31, 6, and 4 to lead Purdue over Iowa. And over his last 11 games, Braden Smith is averaging over 20 points, almost 9 assists, and 3 steals while shooting just under 50% from the field. He's going crazy. He took a pretty impressive jump from his freshman year to his sophomore year and developed into a really high-level lead guard, but he wasn't the focal point of Purdue last year. That was Zach Edey. And so the question entering his junior year was, we know you can impact the game as a facilitator, but are you going to be able to impact the game as a scorer? And he's really taken that leap. In college basketball, it's so valuable to have a guard who can just take over a game. It's rare to find one who can do it on a consistent basis. It's also rare to find one who can do it in multiple ways, and I think Braden Smith is proving he's that guy. Against Iowa, he took over as a scorer. Against Indiana, he took over as a playmaker and defender down the stretch. Even thinking back to the Maryland game, down the stretch, he completely took over the game as a scorer and a playmaker, and Maryland just couldn't stop him. Now look, obviously Braden Smith benefited from playing with Zach Edey the last 2 years. Everyone on Purdue benefited from Zach Edey's gravity. He made everyone on that team's life a whole lot easier. But people went way too far with that idea and started penalizing Braden Smith for it. Like, he's not that good of a playmaker. He just gets all these assists because he dumps it off to Zach Edey all the time. Oh, he's not that good. It's just that Edey draws all this defensive attention and opens things up for him on the perimeter. Yes, having Zach Edey helped Braden Smith be more effective, but that wasn't the only thing going on. That was a gross oversimplification of Braden Smith. If you look at Braden Smith's per 40 numbers from when Zach Edey was off the floor versus on the floor last year, he was still really productive. Now, it's a small sample size, so I wouldn't take it as gospel, but it was at least a really solid indicator that what Braden Smith was doing wasn't just because of Zach Edey. And if you want to get really crazy for a second, Braden Smith at his current pace is going to break the NCAA's all-time record for career assists next season. I know people aren't ready for it, but we're really just 1 year away from putting Braden Smith in some conversations with some of the best guards in college basketball history. But that's down the line. As for right now, people should really respect Braden Smith as one of the best guards in the country. He's probably going to win Big Ten Player of the Year. He's probably going to be a first-team All-American, and he's going to be very deserving of those accolades. I have a feeling some people have some tweets that they will need to delete.